on game. Talking about the beauty and the struggle and the pain. Speaking on adversities and gain along the way. Showing real love and uplifting names. On game, let me put you on game. Talking about the beauty and the struggle and the pain. Speaking on adversities and gain along the way. Showing real love and uplifting names. On game, let me put you on game. Let me put you on game. Let me put you on game.
Let me introduce you to the dopest. Your best friends know it, keep the camera lens focused. Atlanta being noticed, we the coldest in a minute. Time is how you spend it, just make sure you pay attention. From my city to your city, coming strong might put you on something you ain't seen before. Like homie, you ain't know the kings and queens that bring the things that make you know. Round of applause, I'm on my job, no clocking out. So tell me, what is you talking about? See me on your TV, probably smiling like I'm about to take a picture. Spending money all type of ways, cause God knows you can't take it with you. Let me hit you with the fast, dog. I ain't staying where I'm at, dog. I'm out here like a logo, man, I put that on everything. Big wings, I carry dreams, ain't got time to just maintain. Succeed, my last name, guaranteed I keep it swing. Standing on business, the Lord is my witness. I promise that won't ever change. Just let me do my thing, and I bet I put you
Let
on
me put
game.
you on game. Talking about the beauty and the struggle and the pain. Speaking on adversities and gain along the way. Showing real love and uplifting names. On game, let me put you on game. Talking about the beauty and the struggle and the pain. Speaking on adversities and gain along the way. Showing real love and uplifting names. On game, let me put you on game. Let me put you on game. Let me put you on game.
How you doing? How you doing, man? We're back with another episode of Put You On Game. Man, I have another special guest with me. She's an artist. She's a podcaster. I got that girl, Amber.
Yes, it's me, y'all. It's me, Amber Inadehi.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm booked. I'm busy. I'm tired.
Yes, I seen that.
But I'm here.
I seen that. I seen you booked and busy. I seen you was on another podcast recently, too.
Yes, that was so much fun. So I was on a podcast called Evolving Through Experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's all about interviewing people who are talking about their lives and like lessons they've learned through like the challenging times.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to talk through a few different situations, and it was just such a fluid conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We just sat there and talked like we known each other forever. So
Right.
yeah, shout out to Darrell because he got it together.
That's what's up, man. That's how I'm supposed to feel like. That's to me what I consider a good podcast or a good show. Is when it feels like a regular conversation and don't feel like me just interviewing you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm asking you a bunch of questions and then like you answer. It's like we actually talking amongst each other, having a fluid conversation. So that's what's up. Now I seen that you saying a lot of good stuff on there too.
Yeah, thank you.
Definitely check it out. Check it out. Y'all check that out too. So man, what are some of your goals you're hoping to accomplish this year in 2024?
Oh, that's such a good question. So for the past 5 years, I have really been rebuilding my life.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to leave a marriage that was not serving me right after I had my son.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to make the decision if like I was going to give up my art business or if I was going to like find a way to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess God was like, you're going to keep going because I did like my first mural job and I did some illustrations. And from then on, I've been taking like step by step to really rebuild my art business. And one of my goals that I had was to have an art studio and to launch a furniture line. So I actually just signed a lease for my art studio. So as of June 1st, I have my own studio in West Midtown. That's the white side, but everybody else knows it's north side of Bankhead. You know? Yeah, so I have that. I have 2 major grant opportunities that I'm working on through the city of Atlanta. So I wrote the grants last year when I was going through like one of my hardest times, and I really just stepped out on faith. And I'm actually able to do the work that I've been, you know, doing these past years here and there. I'm able to do it full time. So I host therapeutic arts workshops downtown every Sunday at Studio House in Atlanta. And then after I get my studio, I'm just gonna shift over there. But I'm also working on a project with the Office of Cultural Affairs for a diversion center that's gonna be downtown. So there's this big detention center that's on Pryor Road that you can see literally off of 20. And so they're gutting it right now and turning it into a wellness center where instead of people being arrested when they're experiencing homelessness or mental health issues or substance abuse, they can come there and get resources and intervention from specialists that work at Grady. And so they tasked me with being the curator to create a collection of artwork that's going to be housed in the lobby. So that's what I'm doing now. So those two projects are just like literally something that I spoke into existence, and I've been sowing seeds into and working for all these big nonprofits and big corporations to bring those programs to them, making them millions of dollars. You know what I mean? And engaging people and knowing that I have an impact, but being able to show and prove on my own 2 feet. I think that's been my main goal, and to be able to step into this chapter that I didn't even think was gonna happen for me.
So let's talk about you talk about having faith, right? What's talk to us about the importance of having faith in general. Like, have you always had faith, or you always had like a control issue, want to do this and do that? Like, talk to us, how did you get your faith, pretty much?
I think growing up, I always had to have something to hold on to because it was so difficult. I had a lot of love in my family, but it was a lot of turmoil. So it was just hell every day sometimes when I was coming home, especially in high school. And so the faith was what was keeping me going in, like the hope of something better and working towards something. But when I got to college, like I had worked so hard to get into college because I thought that was gonna be it. Like I always thought it was gonna be a place that I got to realize peace. But when I got to college, like I lost my best friend, Kentavious. He passed, and like when he passed, it changed the whole trajectory of my life. And so it really forced me to like kind of let go of my relationship with God in a lot of ways, and like be angry with God and grieve with God, but to know like through all that God was with me the whole entire time. You know, and there were so many places that my life was being aligned to be able to do what I do now, because a big part of my business is trauma-informed arts and therapeutic arts. And so without having the trauma in the background and that complicated grief, how could I serve my clients? You know, how am I supposed to help people, you know, use art to get unstuck if I never got unstuck? Like I literally had to live the work that I'm doing right now. And so it's like I'm a testimony to my own business. So I think just allowing room for humanity is a big part of faith, because you're not gonna have faith 100 times every single day, but it's literally the size of a mustard seed, just enough to get back up again, because you never know if this is gonna be the time that actually works.
Absolutely.
That's the thing.
Absolutely. So being an artist, so like how did you end up becoming an artist?
I've been doing art since I was probably like 3-4 years old, for real. My grandma Daisy used to like teach me how to draw faces and stuff like that, and she was always super artsy and putting stuff together, like outfits and like fake flowers all over the house. I used to talk about her so bad about the fake flowers because they would be everywhere. And now y'all, I got fake flowers all in my house. Like I have birdcage chandeliers and a cherry blossom tree in my house and like a 6x7 foot flower wall. Like I have all these fake flowers, and I'm like, dang, my grandma is somewhere laughing at me for real, because she knew and she could feel like she was setting that foundation. But then I also had my dad's mom who's really into antiques and, you know, just like artsy in her own way. And they both showed me like how to find a bargain, how to find a deal, but also how to see the opportunity in everything that I'm coming across. So it's like I'm able to really turn something that really didn't have a lot of value into something that's so beautiful. Yeah.
That's powerful. And it's crazy, you know, how you talked about, you know, coming up and, you know, having a lot of, you know, trauma, a lot of pain, a lot of generational curses. It's crazy because how art became your outlet, this became my outlet.
Yeah.
Put you on game platform. You know, I create a lot of this. A lot of people don't know, but this podcast got created because of a lot of things I went through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when I give the lessons out, I give lessons of shit I can relate to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so that's where this podcast comes from. Like when I be saying all these stuff, I don't be saying this shit just to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was that kid that grew up and everybody was forcing something on me that really wasn't for me.
Right.
And I had to go through that and realize it wasn't for me and had to get in situations, bad situations, and then come on top of it and show you that, hey, now I'm in a whole different place in my life, and I'm doing, and I found like what fits me, like my purpose,
Exactly.
and my, you know what I'm saying, my plan in life. So now I'm trying to tell other people, man, it's multiple ways to like succeed in life. Like how you said, you went to college, you know, you found a peace. Like I'm trying to tell people, man, you know what I'm saying, you don't always have to go the traditional route. Like there are multiple ways to succeed in life.
I'm so glad
therefore
you said
can
that.
also, so therefore you can always, because when I was coming up, it was either college.
Yep.
It was the military.
Yep.
And if you worked a regular job, you weren't doing shit. If you worked at the airport or worked at McDonald's or the warehouse.
Or you went and got a trade or something.
Yeah, it's just like, you ain't do nothing to yourself. You a failure. Yeah. And I realized that because me coming up, that's all you hear in school from teachers, from guidance counselors, even my mom, you know what I'm saying, my parents. And, you know what I'm saying, I know my mom wasn't doing it on purpose. Damn, I don't know what that was. About that crazy. Don't know about that. Damn dogs. But what was I finna say? I'm just trying to thought. But yeah, even parents, they tell you to go to school and do all that shit. You be like, man, you know what I'm saying? You think that's the way. Because everybody around you, everybody doing it.
Man.
So,
and you internalize it. But then I went to school and now I feel like, yes, my education is very important. But the artwork that I do, I'm self-taught. So it's like I'm a tradesperson at the same time. You know what I mean? I even took like upholstery at Atlanta Tech. When I was pregnant, I noticed people thought I was crazy. In there with that baby bump, moving that furniture, learning how to like reupholster things. But it's like, you can be whoever you want to be. You choose your path. Right. And it doesn't matter what path it is, as long as you're trying your best and you're not trying to step on anybody else along the way. Like if you really are working in intention and you're working in passion and from a good place, things are going to work out for you. It doesn't matter what path you pick, but people don't have your vision. And that's something that I had to realize, because my friends thought I was a job hopper, which I did. I quit jobs like it wasn't nothing. If you disrespected me, but it was for good reasons. Disrespect, moving me into a position that you never told me about without the pay, sexual harassment, like stuff like that, where I was like, dang, I really can't keep a job. But it's like, no, these jobs cannot keep me because they're not treating me right. And they will fire you in a second. So I would just line me up something else and go from job to job until I felt, comfortable.
So you was one of those people that you didn't give a fuck. Like, if you treat me any type of way, I'm leaving.
I would walk the fuck out. Bitch, I would walk out. I almost walked out of my tech job. I had to call this lady into the table, and she acted like she wanted to fight. I had to close my eyes and say a prayer right there that I was not about to walk out, because me and my son needed health insurance, baby. I can't do that anymore. But yeah, I have literally walked off jobs because what you're not gonna do is disrespect me and treat me like I'm not shit, and treat other people here like they're not shit. What do you mean? I'm not doing that. Like, my life is not here for you to treat me any kind of way and tell me how I'm supposed to be treated. No. It's not like that. And it's not even from a place of cockiness. It's from a place of self-respect for myself. And this money is not enough. Because I feel like they're not even paying enough to treat me bad. What are you talking about?
Jobs don't pay you enough. They don't pay you enough to keep you coming back.
That's what it is. And for me, it ain't enough. It's not enough, So I'm really glad for those times that I left, or that I sat down, or I took time for myself, because I'm here now. And I'm not saying like, oh, I found all the missing pieces, but I'm on the next best step. And that's all I need right now. But
being in the job market, though, it plays a lot of value, because I understand, like, to me, in order to be a good general, you got to be a good soldier.
Yep.
So me working under people, me seeing things and seeing how people move, I know what not to do. And that's the problem in our position. Like, we would hate our supervisor or hate people, and we'd get in that position to do the exact same shit they did us.
That's so true.
That gets to me, like, bro, you knew how I felt when we was under him. Now you get in his position, and now you want to act like him? Why don't you just be different?
Yeah.
Be different. Be who you
for the
want to
people. Because I've never, and I hope if anybody who has worked up under me, because I used to be leading groups of volunteers or like facilitators in my past positions and stuff like that, I hope that I treated everybody the way that I did in my mind, which is with respect, because we're in this together. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I have to have tough conversations and stuff like that, that doesn't mean I have to disrespect you or discredit your work that you've done.
Right.
A good leader can see the whole situation.
Absolutely.
And one thing I pride myself on is giving compliments freely, so that when I give you criticism, you can know that it's coming from a good place. And so people are like, oh, you're so positive all the time. And it's like, yeah, I feel like we should be positive, because we're so quick to give critiques. Why not be quick to give the compliments as well? So like, we can have that foundation of mutual respect and appreciation, so it doesn't feel like you just railroading this person when it is time for you to have that conversation.
So so you brought up a good point. I like that. Critiquing and also being positive. So like for you, how do you balance that out, right? Because for me type person, right? I feel like I do both in the same sense. But my criticism, I'm a hard critic. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I am, because of just my background. I think just me just being so raw. Like, I'm just a raw nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty like that
so
too.
So sometimes it comes off a lot harsher than what I mean.
Like
for
off-putting.
Yeah, like I mean what I say. Don't get me wrong.
But maybe it's the tone.
Yeah.
Or the
And
word
some
choice.
Yeah. That too. And that's what I'm learning though, you know, just also dealing with different people.
Right.
I'm kind of learning how to like do it in a different way, but still get the same message. Because I'm not going to dilate what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
But I will say it in a way that you will understand me.
I know exactly what you mean.
You see what I'm saying? Because for me, I can't control, like, I tell people this all the time. Intentions only matter to you, not the other person. So sometimes, no matter what you tell that person, you can't control how that person digests and say what you say. So, like you said, you had the best of intentions. I could tell somebody, hey, man, this, that.
Right.
But that person may still get mad or still, like, feel some type of way about what you said. And you probably just saying it, just trying to look out for the person.
Exactly.
So, my thing is, intentions only matter to you, not the other person. So, sometimes when you do tell somebody your opinion and give advice on something, either way, you got to kind of just understand that, hey, however he take it or she take it, I'm good with either way. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's like that for me. And I think one thing I learned is like intention versus impact. And I think that's what you mean. Like my intention and the impact are two different things.
Yeah.
Because the person who is listening, they're listening with all of their trauma.
Yep.
They're listening at the highest level of their healing.
Yep.
They're listening with everything that's been done to them in the past, things that they've healed from and not. And it could be a trigger that you don't even know about. Right. Most of the time when we're telling people stuff and they get upset, it might not even have anything to do with us. That's the thing. But I think the thing that really helps me is leading with empathy at every single step as much as I can. And sometimes it's easier said than done. And sometimes you just gotta say that shit. Like sometimes I be having to tell my friends and I be like, it's gonna sound fucked up, but I just gotta tell you what's really going on. You know what I mean? Because I'm your friend. If I see my friend headed for the fire, I can't be like, hey, you're heading for the fire. I gotta be like, bitch, get the fuck out the fire. Like, what are we doing? Do you want to get burnt the fuck up or not? Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been telling your ass for 45 minutes, you're on the fucking assembly line heading into the flames. Like, I'm not, bitch, it's the last 30 seconds. Get your ass off the belt. Like, you know, so I usually try to ease people into that shit. But sometimes I fucking can't. And then with me, I'm a woman. So the way that you come off, I come off like that too. But because I'm a woman, people get extra offended. They're like, oh my gosh, she has so much masculine energy. Like, or they might be intimidated by it. And it's like, if y'all can say what the fuck y'all want to say, I can say what the fuck I want to say too. At least I try to do it in a way that has tact and professionalism. And I try to lead with your feelings first. But sometimes it's fuck all that. You need to hear what the fuck you need to hear. Because also, I've seen the opposite side of that where it's too kind to the point where it's enabling. And so it's like, I cannot enable your bad behaviors and I cannot fucking co-sign some bullshit. You know, if the nigga ain't for you, baby, he not for you.
You see,
you know,
that's one trait that, you know, such my mom. I learned that from my mom as that's what I got that from. That but it's different between me and my mom. My mom is way more raw than I am. Yeah. So when she tell you that she gon' one thing, she will never bite her tongue. She gonna tell you how she feel. Yeah. And she gonna tell your ass the truth. But it's so harsh. And that's where my hardness, my toughness and my hardness come from. Like that's where my rawness it come from her.
It come from mine too.
Cause like she gonna tell you how she feel.
Yeah.
But that shit gonna be so harsh, and you gonna be like, damn, you know. So I took that page. Yeah, you know. So I took that page out of her book, and her still kind of get into a lot of disagreements about this. I'm trying to tell Mom, you ain't gotta like. Sometimes, Mom, you gotta understand. You right in what you're saying. I agree with everything that you just said. You're not wrong. But Mom, sometimes you understand you gotta say it in different ways.
Yeah,
you come at somebody so harsh, and you wonder why they retaliate the way they retaliate. Yep. I said, difference between me and you, Mom, I do the same thing, but I do it in a whole different way than you do. Yeah. So they respond differently.
They can be more receptive because you ain't put them on the offensive.
Like, absolutely. I'm trying to tell her that.
Or defensive because they gotta defend themselves.
Yeah. Sometimes I took that page out of her book, but I said I'm gonna do it differently because I want people to understand that it's coming from a good place. Like Mom, my mom be coming from a good place when she do it. She don't do it with evil
intentions. But it's her approach.
But it's her approach is just really bad, y'all.
You gotta think about it
it's
like
really
Amazon.
Bad.
If Amazon bringing me some nice long
and I tell you this all the time, she know.
My mom the same way. If Amazon is delivering me some long stem glassware, like, oh, I've been waiting on these crystal wine glasses all week. It's a difference between them ringing my doorbell and placing the package nicely on the ground. Other than UPS coming and throwing that shit at my front door, okay? Those are two different deliveries. One is likely going to result in my stuff being broken on the inside, and one is likely not. It's just taking one step to take a breath and asking the question of, how would I feel, or how would I feel saying this to a child? Like, how would I feel saying this to anybody that you really care about intimately? Like, thinking about that first. And sometimes people just don't know how to have empathy whatsoever, so they be like, shit, I would have said it the same way, period. But then that is a deeper conversation, because it's like, how are you in touch with your own feelings? How are you showing your own self like care? And a lot of times, like, especially when it comes to our parents, they don't know how to do that, so they don't know how to show care to other people. So it's like, we can't expect them to meet us further than they met themselves. Yeah, I had to learn that, like, wanting nurturing from my mama, you know, and wanting a certain type of experience, and then having to come to terms with realizing she can't get that to me. But I gave it to myself the whole time I was looking for it from her. Okay. You know? So
realizing she can't get that to you. Okay, so how do you like... Because, realizing someone can't give it to you, it's a way where you can like, okay... Because now I realize certain conversations I just don't have anymore. Like, I know the way you think, I know the way I think. And sometimes when you say certain things, I know... Like, I'm pretty sure you have people, you don't talk to people, right? Yeah. And somebody says something to you, and you have to think to yourself, okay, can this person mentally grasp information?
Yes, all the time. Like, all
that I'm about to give them. Can they mentally grasp the information I'm about to give them? If they can't, if I say to myself they can't do it, okay, you got it.
I'm giving you 1.5 times. I ain't even gonna lie to you, baby. I got things to do now. I can't be talking to you all day. Sometimes people love just keeping you going and hanging you on like a little cliffhanger for a minute and just be like, I don't get it. I don't get it then. Don't get it, bitch. I can't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. But I do feel like everybody deserves a fair chance. And then maybe just leaving the conversation open for when they're at a different level of healing. But also having firm boundaries to me. And like, if you can't take this right now, then don't come over here. Yeah. Because that's kind of where I'm at. I'm good. I lost a lot of friendships over the past few years, but I feel like God was setting me up to be around a circle who literally 100% want to see me win. And I'm cool with that. Like, I'm around so much positivity. I'm not around that many critiques. You know, even though it's still there sometimes, but it's just a completely different environment that I'm in, where it's like, in order for me to receive the blessings that I have right now, I had to believe that I deserve them. In order for me to believe that, I needed to have positive reinforcement around me. Right. You know, so yeah, I'm all for conversations, but if it's taken away from me spiritually over and over again, if it's draining me, if it feels like I'm pouring into a cup with a hole in it, I am not doing it. I need to have reciprocity. You know, it needs to feel like it's going towards something. I can't be giving you everything I got. I got shit to do.
Right, I feel you.
Can we turn on the fan?
Man, so let's get back into it.
You got a fan we can turn on? Because I'm a little hot. Just a little toasty. Yeah, I be sweating. I be sweating. I look like a barber, baby.
But my air conditioner is so loud.
What about that fan? It's
going
to be loud.
Yeah, we turn it on like that.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to turn it on. All right, get on it. I'll turn it on.
I should have brought my little handheld, because that would have been good.
Oh, you can feel it? You can feel it?
I think I'm going to be able to feel it. If we turn it up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be able to feel it once it get going.
Got some air conditioner, that motherfucker loud.
I know the
it's loud. Like I'm telling you.
I'm trying to cover up the labels. I don't want people to know where I got this from. They know.
Are you able to feel that?
Yeah.
A little bit?
I can feel a little bit.
Okay.
I think that's going to be good, though.
Okay. What has been some of your biggest challenges being an artist?
Ooh, biggest challenges being an artist. I think one is like the confidence in my own art sometimes, and I feel like that's directly just tied to like my self-confidence as a whole. So that's something that I've been working on, which I'm a very confident person, like personally, but in my art, I feel like that was one of my ways where I was like, dang, is it really that good? Because I don't do portraits. Like, I'm not a classically trained artist, but it's like, once I did my portfolio house, I think that shit just went out the window, because I'm like, the stuff I'm trying to do, I try to Google for inspiration. Nobody's done shit like this before. Nobody's building cherry blossom trees in their kitchen. Nobody has like birdcage chandeliers that they created, or like origami birds in their bathroom. Like, I'm just a whole vibe, you know? And I feel like with time and experiences and like just letting life happen, it's been so much of me proving myself to me that I have this deep, profound confidence that I'm very grateful for. So I feel like that's something that has been a problem in the past, but that I have pretty much worked past. I might have a little bit of it, like self-doubt sometimes, but I feel like everybody does. But that was one of my big hurdles to get through as an artist. But I do feel like once I did that first mural, because it was the biggest thing I ever painted, and it was like the first time I ever painted something like that, and it came out so good, I was like, girl, you the shit and you don't even know it. Like, why are you, come on. So that's one thing. And then I would say funding is another one. Grant funding here in Georgia is extremely difficult to get, and it's kind of scarce for artists. I did an article with the AJC about that, just talking about how fundamental having the arts and entertainment grant has been for my business, because a lot of times as an artist, you have to explicitly explain what you do and prove that it's worth something. And it's up to like these stakeholders in a committee, and it's very elitist for people to decide what's like really worthy of being on display, being in museums, things like that. And so I just feel like it really cut out the middleman, and it was like, tell us why you think this project is important and we'll give you money to fund it. And so that was really helpful. But on a big scale, Georgia does not have funding like the other states do, especially on the West Coast and the Northeast. So that's a big thing. And then the other thing that I would say is like really trying to get people to understand exactly what I do. Because I facilitate therapeutic arts. So my art is all about using art to work through a difficult or challenging conversation using a tangible practice. So I have a mosaics lesson about the stages of grief, where you break something down to build it back up. I just did a textured art class with Spelman as a partnership for one of my workshops, and we talked about the texture of life. So those challenging experiences that you go through, where you're like, man, I wish I didn't have to go through any of this, but then it would essentially be a blank canvas. And so that's the opportunity for you to be able to control the narrative, and then to begin to think about the narrative in your own life and how everything is woven together to create exactly where you are right now, but then to also propel you to where you're going to be in the future. And so how all those intricacies and that texture and the emotions, they're all so integral into creating this masterpiece that is your life. So like every lesson that I have is something about life and having conversations. And so when people come to my classes, they come as strangers, but they leave as friends. And I love that. So many people have met through I'm telling y'all, you better come to my classes, because people love them and I love them too. And it's times when we crying together. It's times where people just come out and they start doing poetry, and it's like, this is my gift to give the world, to be able to be free and have conversations. And I have people who come to the class and they're like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna do art. I might just be a spectator. By the time you leave, everybody has a piece, because they want to be involved, and I'm not gonna push you into it. I don't have to. It's so inviting and it's so free. It's just like, it's like therapy. It's literally art therapy. It's just so unassuming, and it's so authentic and relatable, because it's like art therapy from an East Atlanta girl, you know, where it's like that hospitality is there. And I really do care. I care about every single person I'm talking to. I want to know your story. I want to know why you're here, and I want to see what you come up with, and I want to get out the way, you know, to let you create, because whatever you make here, there's no way it can be wrong. It's just a stepping stone to wherever you want to get, and it's some art that's going to be beautiful for you to hang in your house later.
So do you feel like you're walking in your purpose?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. 1,000. I used to say I was gonna be an art therapist when I was young, and now I'm just like, I gotta get the certification. Like, that's the only thing that's missing. Like, I when I presented for the grant with the the Office of Cultural Affairs for the Diversion Center, it was so funny because there were psychiatrists who came up to me who were on the panel, and they were from Grady, and they were like, "Are you an art therapist?" And I said, "Well, I'm not certified." And they said, "No, you're doing the work and you speak the speak. Like, you're doing art therapy." And I'm like, "Well, I don't feel comfortable enough to call myself that yet, but it's exactly what I'm doing. Like, I meet with my clients, we talk about everything, you know, it's very trauma informed, so it's a very delicate way and a delicate process that you have to do so that they can feel safe and opening up and, like, you know, having the floor be a safe space for them. But it's so healing. And I've seen so many people's lives change after being a part of my series and being able to, like, find themselves, and even just, like, throughout my friendships and stuff, and being able to offer that safe space for my friends where we do art together and we talk. And it's just so many times it just helps them get back on their path and get unstuck literally from their lives.
So when did you realize this is your gift? Like, you said that this is your gift to the world. When did you realize that? Was that a specific moment when you realized, like, damn, like, this is it?
Yeah, I think I kind of knew just in my early 20s when I was going around working for those major nonprofits, and I was hosting therapeutic arts workshops, because I was bringing out people who had been with the organization for 10 plus years and never came to an event before. And so to have people who were like, "Yeah, I've been in Atlanta, but I saw their events and I just never appealed to that. But when I saw that you were doing jewelry making, and I've been secretly a jewelry maker for 30 years, you know, like having stuff like that, or restorative yoga and getting to know people's families, and writing camp curriculums and getting to know kids, and having a blog and connecting with people from overseas. Like, I think I knew, like, I had something. But then I had a therapeutic arts workshop last year on, I think it was like in May, for Mental Health Awareness Day, where we went to the park in Old Fourth Ward, and we created these greeting cards for ourselves to show ourselves gratitude. We were supposed to be there for like 3 hours. We stayed at that park from like 5 or 6 until like 11 o'clock. People did poetry. The men got up and spoke. My mouth was open. I was just like, oh my God. Like, and everybody got up and talked about why they were there and how happy they were to experience that. And when the men got up, they just talked about how they didn't even know that they could come and have a picnic. But, you know, because it's not seen as a masculine thing. But they came and they enjoyed it so much. They're like, we have to do this again and again and again and again. And I think that was when I was just like, wow, I really have something here. And this needs to be for everybody all the time. It doesn't need to be elitist. It doesn't need to be something you have to pay thousands of dollars for. You know, if I'm doing it for corporations, that's fine, because, you know, I'll be facilitating and things like that. But I am a product of artistic intervention. So if I can pay that forward in any way, then I'm going to do that.
I like that. So what kind of advice can you give the other artists?
I would say stand strong in your craft, experiment, and know that even if somebody is making something that's similar to you, it's not what you're making. We could sit here and paint the same thing. It's still gonna be different because we paint it from different perspectives. One thing about it, when people come to my classes, I'll have them mix up the same colors. Everybody mix up shades of blue. Everybody mix up shades of purple. We're gonna have 55 shades because everybody's gonna come up with something that's slightly different every time. Even when you're working with the same supplies, there is room for everyone to eat, and to eat well. It's a feast. You got to think about it from a place of abundance instead of a place of lack. We're not doing that anymore.
Place of abundance.
Yeah.
I like that. So, like, what's your purpose of doing that? Like you said, you 50 shades of this, 50 shades of the same color. Like, what's your purpose of showing people that?
You know, because most people, when they meet me, they always say, I'm not an artist. Everybody's an artist. Every single person is an artist. We just have different mediums. That's the thing. Yeah, everybody has a dedication. Everybody has creativity. You get somebody talking about something they're passionate about, they're going to tell you everything about it. You feel what I'm saying? But we paint differently. And so you could paint with your words. Some people paint with sounds. Like, it just amazes me to get to know, like, what your instrument of art is. Yours is having conversations, which is a beautiful thing, especially as a Black man. The fact that you can have conversations and to articulate, to get people talking, to be a mover and influential in starting conversations as a Black man, trailblazing. Because so many Black men clam up and don't want to talk.
Thank you.
You feel what I'm saying?
I was like that too for a long time.
But you should. Me too.
Hey, Batman. Hey, I'm just like y'all, man. I was like that for a very long time. I tell people all the time. People always see me where I am now. They don't know the journey.
They don't. They think it's all roses, don't
Yeah,
they?
no, I was like that too. I was closed off. Didn't really say much. Didn't really, you know. I'm more in touch with my feelings.
You be smiling in
my
pictures
emotions now.
You smiling pictures now?
A little bit.
Okay, good. Black men, please smile in pictures.
We don't want to smile in the pictures, but we got to smile in no picture, man.
Let me tell you something. If you in a picture with me, you gonna be smiling, baby. You better.
But yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I'm glad. I'm happy that I'm at where I'm at now. But it took a long time because when you come from where I come from, you go through a lot of pain, humiliation, embarrassment. You build so much. You build a lot of stuff inside you to where you just don't want to say anything. Or people that know about you are the ones who like close to you. I still keep a very tight knit, but it was real tight at one point. So now to be doing this and to see myself, I was thinking to myself sometimes. Some days I just sit back like, you know what? I can't believe I'm really doing this shit for real.
Don't
I'm
even
really
doing
something
don't you?
that I never thought I'd be
Blow your
doing.
mind,
Yeah, like, dude, you just back yourself doing this. You was never doing this. You know what I'm saying? You expressing yourself. You saying this, saying that. I'm like, man, God is beautiful. That's all I can say.
Man, what? And it's God in you coming out. Like, that's the best feeling is when you can start to see God in yourself and you feel God coming out of you. Like, you'll hear you say something and be like, dang, that was God showing up in me. Like, that's my favorite thing. That's my favorite thing to see. Like, to be an instrument of everything working together for my own good.
Okay. So what's something you haven't done that you're still hoping to accomplish?
What's something I haven't done? Honestly, I think I want to live outside the country. I've been thinking a lot about it. I really have. I have been outside the country, I would say several times.
Okay.
I've been to Jamaica. I've been to London. I've been to South Africa. I've been to Canada, Dominican Republic. I think those are my spots I've been to. But I just want to live somewhere, even if it's for like the summer season. I just want my son to experience something different, and I want to experience something different as well, and just have an impact. And when I went to South Africa, my trip was so crazy. I feel like I really want to see what it's like to live outside of the country, like in this body, because some people are okay with amputees depending on the country you go to. South Africa was not like that for me. And I had a man from Cameroon who had to explain it to me. And he's like, well, South Africa never had war, so they don't really understand, and they don't have amputees that look like you. We might have people who are missing like their lower extremities, but to be missing your arm is like pretty stark for them. So I asked my tour guide there what she thought about amputees. This is when I got to Johannesburg, and she was like, we think they're defenseless, easy targets, or they're stupid. And I was like, dang, I didn't expect her to say that. Yeah, and so she was like, she went on this rant about her aunt. She was like, yeah, my aunt, she lost both of her legs. She lost one a month ago. She lost the other one 6 months prior, and she's so lazy. She needs to get up and get a job. This lady's 65. So her aunt got to be 80. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, but I'm glad I talked to her. Johannesburg was beautiful, it was fine. But when I left and I went to like Durban and Cape Town, they was trying to set me up and rob me, baby. They was trying to take me home with them, you know, because I was seen as an easy target. And other than that, the country was so beautiful. It was very safe. But I never felt unsafe in my body before. And I was like, I'm never, ever going to leave again, you know? But I do feel like in order for me to have my moment of reclamation and to not fear anything, because that's how I am. I'm like, if I fear it, I go into it because I don't want anything to have control over me. I want to go live outside the country. I just have to decide where it's going to be because I don't want to be anywhere cold, and I don't want to be anywhere that doesn't season food.
Nice. Yeah, that's one thing I was going to ask you too, like growing up like that.
Yeah.
Like, did you have to deal with people like treating you different or making fun of you, or like how was that experience like for you?
Yeah, I have had people try to make fun of me and stuff like that. I'm very much, if you don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck neither type of person. And my parents did a very good job of like talking to me and helping me come up with these speeches to make on the first day of school to let people know you cannot fuck with me. Like, I was born this way. I'm beautiful. I can do everything that you can do, but I can do it better because I only have one arm. That was literally a speech. And so people still tell me about that. But it was true though, because I played softball and I was like one of the best players on my side of town, because one of the coaches who really tried some flaw shit, he came back and was trying to recruit me after the fact. But yeah, I was really good. And then I would like do kickboxing. I've been a cheerleader. I was homecoming queen. I've done so many things. And so for me, it's just like I show people how to treat me. And I think sometimes people don't know how to take that. Like, they expect people with disabilities to be so meek and so mild and to kind of just accept life's crumbs. And I'm here to say absolutely the fuck not. Whatever I want to eat, I will order, and I will sit here. You know, like, that's just how it is for me. But I've had people try it. I just talked about that. One of my earliest memories in primary school, I took my prosthetic arm off and I was whopping kids over the head.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I had to. Because let me tell you something. You're not going to be in here pushing me, shoving me, doing whatever you want to do to me and think I'm not going to use all my resources to beat your ass. And guess what? Had no problems after that. None. Everybody wanted to be Amber Fran when I came back to school because they respect you. And that's what I think. I think, like, as a woman sometimes, people feel very intimidated and they feel like, oh, I have to go with the flow and I have to be agreeable. Put your motherfucking foot down, because let me tell you something, I get respect. And respect is better than, you know, somebody tolerating you or like, than being like, that's what it is.
I say that all the time.
Respect is better than being like.
I say that all the time. It's a difference.
But I set the tone very early on at jobs. I have literally gone toe to toe with CEOs, with bosses. I tell them what it will be and what it will not be. And it's respectful, but it's like, you not finna fucking play with me. Don't think you are. Because, baby, it's not sweet. Ain't shit sweet over here. I have an Ivy League education, but I am still a city girl at the end of the day. You feel what I'm saying?
City girls up too.
Period. That's what I call myself.
I want to say it to your face, because I think that's a beautiful thing, what you just said and how you carry yourself. You have so much confidence, and
thank you.
You're great with representation of what need. Like, I can see you like being the face of that. Like of that whole movement, because like how you carry yourself and how respected you are. You're like, nah, you ain't doing this. This ain't what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm her, and I can do whatever and I can do what you. Don't treat me any different. Like, this is how I want to be treated. Like I like that. I like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I appreciate it.
I know, like, you know what I'm saying, that had to be hard in some type of way growing up and dealing with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In some type of way. And for you to carry that and, you know what I'm saying, put that on your shoulders, like, you know what? I'm going to do this shit, and I'm gonna wear it heavy. The crown heavy, but hey, I'm going to make this shit happen.
Yep.
And we ain't going to make no excuses. I'm going to make it. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I don't want anybody to treat me different. Give me that same respect.
Yeah, and it's like I really did have to get out the mud. I'm not saying it was always roses. It's been times where like I cried.
Sure. Yeah.
I came home from school. My parents, like, especially my dad, I remember when I was so young, I came home from maybe kindergarten or something. I was like, everybody's making fun of me. And he just picked me up and he let me cry and process everything. And he was like, and tomorrow you go back to school and you let them know. He's like, you don't have to let the world see you cry. You come home to your safe space, but you let them know when you see them. And I grew up like making them know. But my parents also took me to like amputee camps and stuff like that, because they have a lot of free amputee camps through the Amputee Coalition. Great camp. Through Shriners Hospital, and with the Shriners Hospital, your whole family could come, which I love, because the siblings could join with the other siblings, because it's a very niche experience for them as well to be defending you, because people are constantly talking about you. But then also, like, when I go to the grocery store, I'm turning heads, period. Like, maybe it's the arm, maybe it's the butt, I don't know, but maybe sometimes it's both of them, honestly. But it's just like, everybody got something to say, and sometimes I got the energy to be like, and what? And sometimes I just be like, whatever, you know what I mean? So, but with kids and stuff, I always let them ask me questions. If you're very respectful, even adults, you can ask me questions anytime. But it's like, treat me like a human being first. Don't ask me what happened to you before you ask me what's my name. And that happens all the time. I don't owe you that. Yeah, what happened to you? You don't know me and I don't know you, baby.
So how you shut them down respectfully? How you do it?
I'll say, you can ask me my name first.
You
That's a common courtesy. Yeah, they be, I'm so sorry. And then we can talk about it. But you ask me my name, and then before you approach, I just educate them. If I have the energy, if I don't have the energy, then I might just ignore them or something. It just depends. But most of the time, I'm pretty all right. It's just if I had a whole long day of people acting like my arm fell off in front of them, I'd be like, if y'all don't get the fuck from around me. But I also never met anybody like me, because all my other amputee friends are nice and they're like in movies and stuff, and they're like influencers and stuff like that. Me, I'm the one who get rowdy. I'm the one who's just like, okay, this is what the fuck is not going on. But most of the time I don't even have to do that, because I'm telling you, the people who I want to fuck with, they fuck with me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, even and then it's so weird to me, like, because people will try to assume like only like people who have fetishes or something want to date me, and it's like, what are you talking about? I never had a man that I wanted that didn't want me back, ever. And your man might want me too. You better watch out. Like, what do you mean? It's the vibe. Like, nobody coming with this vibe and this confidence. And I feel like the confidence came from the fact of me being outside the status quo anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they already didn't want to accept me, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. I don't have to live by y'all same standards because they already tried to count me out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a freedom I get to live my life with, where it's like, if I was damned if I do, damned if I don't, I might as well do whatever the fuck I want.
Facts.
You know?
I like that.
So.
Man, let's get into this game.
Okay. Oh, God. I hope I know this.
How you feeling? You scared, man?
I'm like a little bit scared, but I ain't that scared.
You scared? Don't be scared to smoke, man. Don't be scared to smoke. Okay, like that. Ask you 5 questions. Whichever ones you get right, I'll take a shot. Whichever ones you get wrong, you take a shot. Now, the point of this game is a guessing game, okay?
Okay.
I'm not expecting you to walk around and answer to these questions. You're not an encyclopedia. You may know some, so you may know. I don't know what you know, but I wouldn't know this shit if you was to ask me this question. But if I was to ask you what's 2 plus 2, you know the answer to that. Yeah, I'd be taking shots all goddamn day.
Don't get me with the math, because I was just a math tutor. Baby, I got it.
See, I'm definitely gonna go math coach this motherfucker. I keep it on Black Excellence, so it's what Black people dominate the most. It's music questions, entertainment questions, and stuff like that. So what we do,
Do you know the answers already?
I mean, I'm not gonna answer.
Because if you're gonna cheat, so how
You know what? How am I cheating? I'm asking you the question.
Okay, if I get it right.
I'm an honest, fair guy, okay? I've been beat 4-3. I've been beat 4-1.
Okay.
I've been beat once 5-0. Shout out Tammy. She got all 5 of them right.
Okay. Ooh, I'm about Tammy. Give me your energy.
She was. I was shocked.
Really?
I was shocked. I was.
I'm hoping to be shocking. I want to be shocking as well. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
You ready?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Question number 1. Who has played in more movies? A. Cat Williams. B. Chris Tucker.
Cat Williams.
That's your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Okay, you got that right. Okay.
Yeah, I watched the Club Shay Shay. He was like, I've been in 35 movies. I don't know if he said that, but
You don't think Chris Tucker been in movies?
Chris Tucker, they said stopped being in movies after, I don't know, like he got deeper into his Christianity or something.
You talking about after Friday?
No, because he was still in movies after Friday, I thought. Because he did Rush Hour.
But you talking about deep into his religion. He didn't go deep into. He stopped doing Friday because he was deep into his religion. Mm-hmm. But he was still doing movies. He was in Money Talks.
Yeah.
He did a bunch of other movies.
He did Money Talks. He did all the Rush Hours. Because it's supposed to be another one coming out, right?
Dead Presidents. Mm-hmm. I like Dead Presidents.
I love Chris Tucker though.
I do too.
Yeah.
Sometimes, see, I ain't gonna tell you my trick. Because if I tell you my trick, then you gonna.
What's your trick?
So I ain't gonna tell you that.
Oh, but they gonna know it. So you can't say it on the camera.
I said it before though, actually.
Dang, I missed it.
On camera. That's the beauty. I said it before on camera.
I should have done more research. I didn't. I tried.
Okay. Number 2.
Mm-hmm.
How many top 10 hits does Lil Wayne have?
Ooh, a lot.
A, 24. B,
this is gonna be hard.
25.
Why would you do this? 24 or 25. I'm gonna go with 25.
How many does the GOAT have?
I'm gonna say 25.
That's your final answer?
It's gonna have to be because it gotta be more than the most, whichever one is the most.
Okay, you got that right. Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm like, it's Lil Wayne.
25.
I'm surprised it's just 25. I'm surprised.
Because he got the songs.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why you're surprised is 25. Because it's the amount of songs that he got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has some. And he don't like every song.
And the bigger the songs are,
yeah,
it's like some songs that not top 10 were big, like it was top 10 type shit.
We live in the South too, so you know he was gonna play it regardless. I love being from the South, y'all. It's just something about the music down here.
Absolutely so. Some songs that, like I said, one top 10,
mm-hmm.
It was like his songs, like some songs was like so big. It was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You would think it was a top 10 hit, but it wasn't a top 10 hit. It was on the Billboard, but wasn't top 10. Okay, we get off the go.
We're doing good.
Yeah, of course you would say that. Who has played in more movies? A, Angela Bassett.
Okay.
B, Halle Berry.
Ooh, this is the one that's gonna get me. Angela Bassett or Halle Berry. Ooh.
And before you answer,
give me a hint.
it's closer than what you think.
It is.
Very close.
That's what I'm saying. Because I'm thinking about, okay.
Very close.
Who has played in more movies? Angela Bassett. I'm going to say Angela Bassett just because she's a little bit older than Halle Berry, and so she's been in the game longer. Oh, God, your face. No, it's wrong.
Ashley is right. Ashley is right. It's right. God, hello, man. Nah.
I just need to get it down to
you
2
know
shots.
all the answer to this.
I can
Hello,
do 2
man.
shots. I can do 2. I couldn't do more than that.
God damn, you already don't want the damn game. And then you provide a great explanation to him too.
Yeah, see, I'm smart. Wow.
I actually hate taking shots, by the way.
You said what?
I actually hate taking shots, by the way.
You hate taking them? Why did you put it on the show?
Because of the fun part.
Yeah.
I'm more of a chaser type of drinker. Like, I like drinking. Like, I like for the drink to creep up on me. But my cousin, she gave me. She told me some. I like for just go ahead and kill me now. What she said, like, go ahead and get me drunk now. Like, nah, me, I like just go ahead and get me.
I like being like do. Oh,
yeah, like
you
know what I'm saying?
What happened?
Man, I gotta get you. Hold up, man. We gotta hit the lab before. I gotta get my lab in.
Okay.
Which designer brand is worth more? A. Gucci. B. Louis Vuitton.
Which one is worth more?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Which one is worth more? Like if I wanted to buy the entire brand from the family? Is that what you mean? Oh my God, I don't do name brands. So can you tell? I still look cute though. I've never heard a podcast about Louis Vuitton, so I'm gonna have to go with Gucci.
Gucci. That's wrong.
There it is.
Yeah, man.
Finally.
Yeah. I had to
After
get
a while.
one. I had to
After a
get
while.
one because I gotta do my lab. I've been doing my lab almost every episode except one because she got all 5 right.
I could just told a joke for that.
You know what I'm saying? No, you had me laugh earlier. You had me down there earlier. I lie to you. You something else, man.
They said I'm a comedian.
Yeah, you are.
I thought, you think so? Because I do got some funny stories to tell. That's why I have to do a part 2 on that other podcast because I started telling them about my ghetto stories from my childhood. And they were asking me if I want to be a comedian. And I was like, well, I don't really tell jokes, but people be thinking I'm funny because I be serious.
Mm-hmm.
But the stories be real funny.
So, you don't think you're a comedian, but I think you're funny?
No, I think I'm funny as hell. I think I'm funny as hell, but I didn't think I was a comedian. You know what I'm saying? Like you putting on. I be literally telling y'all what's really going on in my mind, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
I be telling these stories and they are so funny, but I be like, damn, this is why they think you funny. Like my most embarrassing moments and stuff, hilarious. Atlanta stories, top tier. Stories when I go on dates, and this is why guys like me because I don't care and I just be funny. Like I just be saying whatever's on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
When I was on a date last week, we was in the club and I leaned into the guy and I was like, you know what? You should have an OnlyFans. And all you do, you just look down at the camera, how you looking at me right now. You would make so much money. And I know he's like, this is just crazy. He was just laughing. And I'm like, dead serious. That's how I live my life, okay? No regrets.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then I'll tell y'all about my most embarrassing moment because I just feel like that's crazy. But I'll wait till the game is over.
I'll tell you. Oh, man. That might be a hidden talent, though.
Mm-hmm.
You make it into your, into your artwork, continue to grow in that. You can always dip and dab in different avenues.
Yeah, you gotta listen to my podcast.
Did
you listen to my podcast?
I seen a little bit of it. Not all. I didn't go.
It's very ghetto. I would recommend. It's called Stepdaddy Season.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
We got time too.
Let's finish.
We got time.
We're gonna finish this game. We'll get into that. True or false?
Okay, this is my last one.
Future has more top 10 hits than Kanye. Is that true or is that false? Now, before you answer this question, I want to tell you it's closer than you think.
I knew that. Future has more top 10 hits than Kanye. Okay, does that count like the ones that Kanye produced?
Just the songs Kanye put out.
Future has more top 10 hits than
That's a
Kanye.
good ass question.
Oh my God, I feel like the obvious answer is not right, but I'm gonna say false.
You want to say false?
I'm gonna say false.
Okay, you got that right.
What are we talking about? I'm gonna be like, really?
Damn, I thought you would get this wrong.
No.
Damn, you smart as hell. You know what?
Period.
Next time you come up here, I gotta have some more different questions for your ass, because I actually thought you would get.
It's
that
gonna be
wrong.
all designer questions next time. Okay, so you want to hear my most embarrassing story?
Yeah. What is your most embarrassing story?
Oh my God, this is how you know I'm from Atlanta. So, I was an intern at APS, Atlanta Public Schools, the summer when I turned 18.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to walk down to 5 Points to get lunch in the underground. We go and we're just walking. I have on this little baby doll dress. It's super cute. I'm just minding my business. And we get right in front of 5 Points. You know, it's those vents right there, right before you get to like the Waffle House, and you walk across to go to the underground. Mm-hmm. And so we walk over one of them vents, and it blows my skirt up in front of like 200 people.
Damn.
And I was like, maybe nobody saw. And this nigga gonna yell out loud as fuck, "Gone girl with them purple panties on." Oh my
He like what he saw, boy.
Gone girl with the purple panties on. I said, oh God. Everybody died laughing. I never lived that down.
Damn.
So if you was at 5 Points that day with the man with no tongue who be holding the Bible with the army fatigue on, and the lady who used to sit inside the wheelchair who held that sign talking about she knew your mama back in the day, and she used to be walking the street. Yeah, she used to say that, and then we thought she was paralyzed, but she wasn't really paralyzed because she used to get up and walk down the block and throw her stuff away and then get back in the chair and cuss people out. So if you was down there and you see my purple panties, just say you did. Just say you didn't, because what was that? Oh, so embarrassing.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
So embarrassing. And I think that's why I don't give a fuck, too. Because, like, I had so many embarrassing moments where it's just like, well, God said it's just going to be what it is. So, so funny.
And it's crazy how, you know, the best moments and the bad things that happen to us, how we both can sit back and just laugh at that shit.
You got to.
But at that specific time, I tell people all the time, at that specific time, that shit wasn't funny at all.
No, I ain't gonna lie, it was funny to me.
It was
it's
funny.
just like,
but for me, my embarrassing moments, I can look back and laugh at it now.
Yeah.
But I remember how I actually felt at that time when
humiliated.
Yes.
Golly.
You know what I'm saying? Like how the feeling I felt at the time, it wasn't funny. So it's crazy how you say you can laugh and it was funny to you at the time, but I look back at some of my things and I be like, damn, it's funny now. But at the time, the shit I ain't find that shit funny. And it actually took me a minute, but I think for me, it was more accepting it.
Yeah.
I think I just took it, I was embarrassed of my L's that I took in life. I think I was really embarrassed and I was scared because people made me feel embarrassed of my L's.
Heck yeah.
But
or they
I think,
remind you and joan you about it for 15 freaking years.
But I think once I came to terms with it and accepted it, I just realized that, hey, it is what it is. Like you said, it is what it is type of shit. So I think once I accepted it, that's when it became good for me.
Yeah. I feel that way too. And then it's still stuff I do that makes me cringe. And I just be like, girl, why the fuck did you say that?
Mm.
Yeah. But I just you gotta roll with it.
You gotta roll.
I done talked to celebrities crazy and everything. Like, I've had a good time. I'm not gonna lie. And I mean what I said. I know they be like, that one-armed girl was something else.
Right.
Yup.
So what's something about you that most people don't know?
Something about me that most people don't know. That's a really good question. I feel like I'm such an open book. I think that because I am so open, people don't realize how apprehensive I am to tell my story. Mm-hmm. Because especially on my podcast, like I just tell everything. It's very raw, but then I'm always just like, damn, like what are the real implications of it? Mm-hmm. You know, and then there was a time too when I was getting divorced where I had like my mental health was just like in the toilet. It was horrible. And this was like last year around this time. I ended up getting into it with one of the supervisors at my old tech job, and I eventually took an short-term disability leave. Mm-hmm. And I just needed to focus on my mental health. And I realized in sitting down that was the first time that I had a break since I was 14. I've been working since I was 14. And then I told you when Kentavious passed, my life fell apart, but I still went to school. I never took a break. I was still working. And so it's like to go through so many very difficult conversations, both like, back then, but also up until now, it was just like, wow, it really put into perspective how we don't take time to rest and sit with anything. And so I was able to fortunately sit down for, like 6-7 months to really like evaluate my life and see where I was. Cause I was just so lost. I was so fed up and I kept telling everybody, hey, I'm on the edge. I don't know what that means. And I wasn't really getting the response I needed of like, okay, what can we do to support you? How can we be there for you? It was like, just pray about it. You're going to be okay. And it's like, bitch, what if I'm not? I'm telling you I'm on the edge and if I don't know what I'm going to do when I leave here, but I feel like they don't take Black women seriously. But I'm glad that when I was in counseling, so talking to like psychiatrists and psychologists, I was able to really like have time to really sit still for a second. But also I was prescribed medication because I was having anxiety attacks, like panic attacks where I felt like I was dying. Right. And so my mom was begging me not to take medicine. She was like, don't take it. And I was like, well, how can I be an advocate for mental health if I don't take my medicine? And so I took my medicine and I'm glad I did because when I took it, it was like everything was quiet for the first time. Because in my life, I don't remember what it's like not being heartbroken, if I'm being honest. But that was the only time I didn't feel that little sadness in my heart. And so being able to have that, and it wasn't like long term that I was on it. Like they let me control everything that I was doing. But just having that experience, like to counter what I've been experiencing my whole life, helped me get to a place now where I don't need medication or anything like that. It's like I found a way to get to that without having to use anything, just like having to let my life work itself out and prioritizing rest and taking care of myself, because they don't teach us that either. They give us stuff to keep going, and then you run yourself into the ground or you're not here anymore.
They don't.
So
what was you talk about your mental health being bad?
Yeah.
And I know when it comes to that, it's never really too much one thing. It's always like multiple things that add up and lead to you being in that. So like, what were some of the key factors that kind of led you down that rabbit hole?
Oh, hands down, my divorce, because it was ongoing and I was in a situation where I was experiencing parental alienation. So like my ex was trying to make my son hate me. And so he was coming home and in the way that my son was behaving reminded me directly of my childhood. And so it's like I left his dad because he was acting like how they acted in my childhood. And it felt like I couldn't get away. So it's like I was trapped and I was just like, damn, like, I don't know what to do, because I thought I had done all this work to get away from my family and to like break these generational curses, and here I am back in the same fucking situation dealing with the same shit. Like I'm never gonna get away, and it was in my mind, it was tricking me. So I think those are the two key factors. And so I was like, okay, well, I have to unload everything I can't carry right now. So if that's my relationship with my mama, it gotta go. If that's this situation with this nigga, it got to go. Like I need to do the bare minimum for everybody in my life except for me. And I had to tell my son straight up, mommy don't got it. Like patience is a virtue I don't have, so I need you to work with me. Just being straight up with him. It's times when I be crying and stuff. Like I don't think I was ever really hysterical in front of him. Like I was pretty good at managing myself and things like that. And on the outside, you wouldn't even see I was breaking down because that's just how it is. But just being able to be honest with him and to let him know, like, sometimes mommy gets sad, sometimes mommy's upset, and these are the reasons why, and putting it in a way that he could understand, but also protect him from everything, but just giving myself grace and then letting go of the fear of like not having it together or letting things fall apart. Because I was trying so hard not to go into the darkness, but it's like, no, sometimes you got to sit in that shit. You got to let your eyes adjust so you can see your real resources that you're working with. Ain't nothing wrong with being in the dark for real. That's why we get nights. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no. And then I came out that shit a business owner. I came out that shit working full time for myself. I thought it was going to be an L that I took. And it's like, I've been living so effortlessly. And it's like, I work hard, but it don't feel like that. It feels like I'm working in my purpose and I'm not burnt out at all. Because everything I'm doing every day is refueling me.
Absolutely.
It's feeding my spirit. It's filling my cup up. It's giving me exactly what I need. And I'm like not going against the grain anymore. And so I had a time maybe like a month ago when I was riding to my job, my little part-time, and I was like, I'm so happy. Like, I love everything in my life right now.
That's great.
everything in my life.
That's beautiful.
And it took me a long time to get there, but I'm here now.
So, in that journey that we talk about, you know, you talk about how, you know, your business when it came out. Did you ever see that when you was in that spot?
What?
Did you see where you would be at on the other side? Because sometimes when you're in that darkness, I had a my friend, shout out Kiera, my friend. She was in a bad spot at one point, and I was like telling her like, man, it ain't gonna be bad forever. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta stick that shit through. God is humbling you. God is showing you. Because I think that's the first time she ever struggled in life, and I'm telling her like, it's a reason for this. Just stay down, and now she got a dance. Now she doing her thing. She had a listening party. She doing her thing, and I'm so very proud of her. Like, sincerely.
It's because she stayed down though.
But I told her like, it's a reason for this shit going on. Like, God is showing you something. Maybe you need to sit in the house. Maybe you need to do this. So so I'm asking you, like, did you see in that darkness that there was going to be light at the end of that tunnel? Yeah.
I think for me, it was the peace. Like, it was just like, you know how you out all day, you couldn't sleep the night before, you gotta go work a freaking 8-12 hour shift and you exhausted. You just see your bed at the end of the day. And when you finally get there, you just take that exhale and you fall into your mattress. That's what it was like for me, but into my life. It was like, whoo, wow, this is some bullshit. But baby, none of this shit matters but you. Like, are you good? You know, and being so kind to myself. I was so grateful that I wasn't beating myself up about it. I was just like, girl, you need this. And like, I'm proud of you. But being able to be in that space and to not beat myself up, I think was that. It was my light at the end of the tunnel, because I had this negative self-talk that I had for so long, because that's how I grew up. Being able to take that off and to be kind to myself and be like, you're not giving up. You're taking a break. Look at everything that you have done, you know, recounting every single step that got me to where I'm at, and then knowing that I could take a break, I could rebuild myself, and I can come back harder than ever. And giving myself that grace. That grace right there is what I think carried me for real. And then like over time, just being patient, it allowed me to feel joy. And that joy, I think, is what really ignited the fire in me to keep going and to try things and to just like have so much peace and so much happiness. And I know my son can feel it too, because I was a super good mom before. Like, I would prioritize him and do stuff, but I got so burnt out with like dealing with his dad, doing all that crazy shit, and like sending him home, cussing me out, doing crazy shit, trying to fight me all the time. It was a lot on my spirit. And so I think he was like even more gentle, but then seeing me come back, he's just like, you did a good job. Like, that little boy be coming to me and he's just like, you built a business, you did this house, you see this house around you, don't let nobody tell you it's ugly, because your house cute. Because his dad would try to say stuff like that, like my house ugly, and I'm like, yeah, right, bitch. Yeah, fucking right. Fucking right, bitch. You can't like tell me my house ugly. If you ain't seen it, baby, you better head over to my Instagram, artistically ESO, and scroll down the page, sweetheart. Those inside that house, that's my house. That's what I come home to. That's why these niggas don't want to leave. They come and they see heaven. They don't know what's up. Like, come on now. Please.
I like that, man.
Yeah. So I'm just so grateful. I could cry every time thinking about it. And I just be trying to tell people, if you in your in-between, if you have any questions, look at me, because there's so many times I have not even wanted to be alive. Because I just felt like, what am I doing here? Like, I wanted to trade places with my best friend so bad. Like, because he had people who loved him. He had a family who loved him. And I actively had a family who was telling me I didn't mean shit to them at the same time. So it's like, to be able to be happy that I am here now and I'm in this space, and to be grateful to be alive and to pray for more days here is my biggest accomplishment. For real. Cause you know, you grow up, and I tell my brother this, cause he went through something similar too, where he just like didn't give a fuck about anything, and that apathy. You know, everybody, black people, when you go through things, that apathy, we feel like it's protection, right? My prayer is that apathy turns into drive for you. So instead of being like, it is what it is, it's like, it is what I make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got nothing to lose. You right, you ain't got nothing to lose. So you might as well go for whatever you want to go for. That's how I feel. And it changed for me. It's like, shit, if I ain't got nothing to lose, I might as well just put my all into it then. Because whether it go bad, that ain't gonna mean shit. My life already sucked. But whether it go good, I could turn my whole life around real quick. You know what I'm saying? And I see the fruit of my labor in so many ways, and I have so many people coming up to me telling me I changed their life. And it's like,
how did it make you feel?
Like I could cry every time. Every time I be trying. And sometimes I do. Like I just let myself feel what I need to feel. But it's just like, it's such a blessing to be able to connect with people in that way and to be able to pay it forward. Because it's like, for a long time, I didn't know if this was going to matter at all. But it matters. It means everything now.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm so happy about it.
I'm happy for you, man.
I'm so happy. I'm gonna make me a little thing. I gotta keep my edges down, y'all. I don't got baby hairs. I got babies.
How do you want to be remembered when it's all said and done?
I want to be a feeling. I don't even want to be a memory, because you know memories can fade. I want to be a feeling. Like I want you to feel me. Like it just come over your spirit. It's just a warmness, like you laying on the beach in the sunshine with your eyes closed and how you can still see the sun through your eyelids. That's how I want people to feel about me.
I like that. You know, that's shit when you think about. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Man, I know I'm about to be rich. Like I just feel like I'm on the. I told people last year when I did a listening party for an EP that I'm on. I said I'm going on my press tour, and I've been literally doing that ever since. And so I feel like this is just the beginning. I feel like my story is about to go viral because I'm actually telling it now. That's the only thing that's been missing from my social media is me. Like I post my videos and stuff. I'll show y'all my art projects, but nobody really knows my personality except for the people who are around me. And it was something that was very personal to me after my best friend passed because it was so much fake shit going on, so many tributes to him. It really turned me off social media, and I ain't like that. But now I'm stepping into like my fullness, and I'm sharing my gifts, and you know, I'm ready to be outside singing songs, sharing my music with people, just for sharing sake. Like I just want to create art for art's sake. I know people gonna fool with it, but God told me to build it and they will come. And so I've been building it, and now I'm at the phase where they're gonna come.
I like that.
Yeah, so I just feel like I'm definitely gonna be out here influencing people, being influential in a real way, and just being able to live in fullness and softness. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to just get paid for existing, for real.
So what's next for you?
Man, everything for real. Like I am working on an EP, so I'm hoping that'll come out in the summertime. I got like my summertime bangers, my FMBD freestyle. So fuck my baby daddy freestyle. Man, then I wrote that shit so fast. It was like everything. Yeah, fuck my baby daddy. That nigga ain't shit. A whole fucking hoe, little bit bitch. Yeah, so it's coming out. It's like everything I wanted to say that I couldn't say. And then I have some R&B songs that I'm working on too. So I'm getting in the studio a little bit. I need to finish my podcast, but I have some very good episodes that are out already. And I think it's just a matter of time of pushing that out and letting people find me. But the conversations alone that I have had have been so powerful just with everybody, because a lot of couples listen to my podcast together, and I love the commentary from everybody. So I think it's just time.
So what made you want to start a podcast? Let's get into that. What made you want to start a podcast?
My story's so crazy. So my story is like a Tyler Perry, Issa Rae Lifetime movie. Like it was so fucking bad, and it was just bad every day. Like every damn day this nigga was doing some shit to where after a while you just get burnt out. You be like, damn, what the fuck this nigga gonna do next? Let's get some popcorn and sit down and watch what's going on. Like he was just really out there. Like he got married before we even got divorced.
What? How can you do that?
Exactly. And it slick went viral, and I was like, damn, I'm literally this nigga wife watching him get engaged and then elope with somebody, and he was refusing to go to court for getting a divorce. It was crazy. He had a baby on my birthday, but I feel like that was kind of my fault because I put a curse on him, like a color purple curse. And I was like, I want you to have your baby on my birthday so you leave me alone forever. But he did. And then he named the baby the name I would have picked out if I would have had a daughter. He ain't had nothing to do with it. This is all before we got divorced.
Yeah, so he really wanted to hurt you.
I didn't give a fuck at all, baby. Let me tell you something. I said R.I.P. to that baby name as soon as I left that relationship. I knew he would do stuff like that, just lying on my name, going through the city trying to make people hate me. It got to the point where I would meet people that we knew.
Okay, so now you say that. What made you fall for him in the first place?
I love this question. So This is a great question for mental health. So my ex says that he is a sociopath. And I definitely believe him because he was a perfect Instagram boyfriend. I vetted him. I've known him since I was like in early high school. His grandma, my grandma knew his mama. We met in church. Okay, so it's like he was perfect. Like he did everything right. And then when we were breaking up, like once I got pregnant, that's when everything switched. And we got married because he thought I wasn't gonna leave him. And so I was like, what the fuck is going on with you? And he would be like, oh, trying to play a role to me, but then going back between my family and trying to do stuff and like push us further from each other. He was doing a lot of stuff. That's why you gotta listen to my podcast. But it's like he switched up so quick. And it was like, he was cool until I wasn't sad anymore. Like I put him out of the house and stuff. And then once I wasn't sad anymore, he was trying to drag me. It was immediate. And he had told me when we were together, like once I had my son, he was like, yeah, I just did whatever I had to do to get back with you because it was really like a challenge for myself to see if I could do it. And he's just talking to me like this. But he always had like an air that was off about him. There was some disconnect in him that I couldn't put my finger on. And that's how it is with sociopaths. There's like this emptiness behind them. And they're just like a little bit off, but they're like chameleons, so they can fit any situation. So everybody in my life loved him down. And then he literally switched up. So now that he's with somebody new, he's a completely different person. And I be thinking that they go together. It's like a match made in hell for real. I be like, damn, like it's very complimentary. It is some bullshit, but it go. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like he was a completely different person. He doesn't even look the same. Like it's like that's how they are. They're just like whoever they with, they're a reflection of the person that they with. Yeah, and so it's like people think, oh, it's so many warning signs. And I think the warning sign in my relationship is that it was too perfect. If we're not arguing at all.
Y'all won't argue?
No, we didn't have to. It was like whatever, if I had something that was a problem, he'd be like, don't even worry about it. We're going to work through it and it's fine. Never come up again. But that's how it is when you're a sociopath. You do whatever you need to do to keep the party going. Yeah, so it was like 6-7 years. And then when I got pregnant, it was a completely different person. Completely different person. And I was like, what happened? He was like, we're going to always have to be together anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Like, no, we not, because I will leave you. And I don't think he really thought I was going to go.
And then some man, some men get too comfortable. You get comfortable in doing something.
Yeah.
You think a woman ain't going to never leave because a woman have more patience than a man.
But I never had to deal with anything until I got pregnant. And then it was like he was trying to gear up to probably drag me. And I got out before he could do it. Because I had found out that he was using photos from our wedding on dating apps, trying to talk to women. And I was like, if you don't get your shit and get the fuck up out of here, baby, get your shit and get out. And he was like, you think you're supposed to be the only person for me? And I'm like, duh, you asked me to marry you. You literally begged me on your knees to be with me. But it always be the niggas who begging that do the most bullshit, don't it?
Yeah, dude.
That be the warning sign. He was like, no, we're perfect for each other and blah, 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 blah. Like, love me down. But I think he just like control. He didn't want love. He just want to be in my orbit. But I'm also the outlier. He never been with a girl like me before, ever. And I ain't never gonna do it again.
As you saying. Talk that shit.
Period.
So like, do you believe in marriage again? Do you believe in getting married again? Do you believe in finding the right
man? Shit. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Future husband. Change my mind. Period. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I believe in love. I'm a romantic, but a hopeful romantic. So it's like, I never make people pay for my past either. Like, even if I'm scared and stuff like that, I tell you, like, I'm scared as fuck. Like, I might try to run a few times. Just run track a little bit. Like, train yourself, do some cardio. Run behind me. Run behind me, baby. You know, but nah, for real. I feel like if it's the right person in the right time, I'll do it. I might just need, like, let's get married off the papers for a minute. And then get married again. You know, like, on the papers.
Okay, I like that.
Because I don't know. Like, I don't know. It took me so long to get divorced. It took me longer to get divorced than I was married. But it was COVID and everything. So I'm just like, hell no. Niggas have more rights too when you're married. So, man, if you want some rights, y'all better get married because it's like equal footing. But if he was just my baby dad, I wouldn't have had to go through any of the stuff I went through. But it was horrible. It was horrible for my son too. And I don't think I ever get over that because he was just not. I thought if anything he could have been a good father, but that just was not the case. His priorities were not there, but he can't be there for anybody else if that's not something that he's equipped to do in him. His emotions are not there. Like, that's why his attachments are so easily severed, because the woman that he's married to now, he met her maybe 2 weeks outside of my house, Literally didn't know her before I put him out. Met her 2 weeks in. They've been together ever since.
Damn.
Yeah. And he told me after he met her, he was just gonna use every woman that he met. If he couldn't be with me, yeah, he was like, I'm gonna use every woman. And I was like, you thought that made me feel better about you, but it made me feel worse because if you'll use them, you'll use me too.
Yeah.
I tried to put sis up on game, but she's stupid as fuck, so shit.
So you tried to tell her?
I tried to tell her this is some stupid, silly ass shit, but
She wasn't trying to
she's
hear that.
silly as fuck. She
Yeah,
like
she
that
probably
shit.
fell in love because you know just like how you feel. You know, she feel how you
I
feel.
was not, cause I still be running. Like I found
You know
out
what
like,
I'm
oh,
saying?
this, look,
How
oh,
you feel? She probably like shit. I want to fall
oh,
too. What's over
she
here?
said, "This is my fucking man" from the beginning.
I'm
I be
saying.
like, "Oh, this is so fun. I just really gotta go real quick. I'll be back." Like that's how I be. I be so scared, but I'm trying to stop myself sabotaging behavior. But I'm saying right now, it served me because I got rid. I don't think that anybody I left in the past should have been stayed with. Okay.
Okay.
But I think in the future it'll be different for me. So
We're gonna gotta hit with quick hitters, man. Favorite thing to do?
favorite thing to do. I like to travel. I like to go to the beach.
Okay.
That's my favorite thing. If I could do that every single day, I would go to the beach and I would just like sit in the sun. I love being in the sun.
I like that.
Yeah, but I like doing it at the beach or near water because then if I get too hot, I just go get in the water and then I just come back and sit down and do it all over. And then I don't have to sweat because I'm a sweater.
I am too. Dream car.
Ooh, okay. They're gonna talk about me. I don't really have a dream car. I do have this Honda I got my eye on that looks like a Porsche. Because I'm practical. Practical but stylish. And so you'll see me and be like, oh my God, is it a Porsche? It's not. But it looked like one pulling up and it's leather interior, okay? Push start. Heated seats. I got a billionaire mentality, I think.
Dream vacation.
Oh my God. A dream vacation would be like, I am going to all the tropical places. Like I want to go to the Philippines. I want to go to Thailand. I want to go to South Asia to see where some of my kids who I used to teach are. Like they're refugees from like Burma and like Indonesia, Malaysia, and they always used to tell me, you need to go back there just to vacation. It's so beautiful and the food is good because they used to cook for us. I would love to go there. I would just want to go like around the world. You know, be able to take my son and then come back home, you know, when we get tired, take a little break. As soon as we get sick of being home, we get to go out again. Like, that's the type of lifestyle I want to live. I'm manifesting that for me.
I like that.
So, future husband. Let me stop, because I'm not ready to get married right now.
If that's a song that describes your life, what would that song be?
Oh, that's a really good one. A song that describes my life. I always think of Spotless Mind by Jhené Aiko because it's just talking about like how she's constantly growing and changing. And she has this part that says like, shame on me for changing and shame on you for staying the same. I'm constantly growing and I feel like it's been such a painful point but such a happy point for me in my friendships and in my relationships that I've been like, dang, I wish I could just be this complacent person sometimes, but I can't be. I'm gonna always keep growing and evolving, so yeah.
Man, it has definitely been a pleasure having you on this podcast, man. I created this podcast for upcoming entrepreneurs and entertainers because nowadays people only care about you once you reach a certain status. I like to show people that it's beauty in the journey, and there's people out here every day that's out here doing things, making moves that goes unnoticed, that people ain't really checking for. I like, man, that's part of a lot of the main reasons why I created this platform too. I said it's not really a platform checking for like the other people. You know, people out here that's doing things that people ain't really looking for because they ain't got 1 million followers, or they ain't got $1 million. It's like, damn, you know, but they doing something. They need to be heard. Their stories are beautiful. And so I just really enjoy this, man. So I appreciate you coming up here and giving me your time, sharing beautiful stories, telling us about your life, man. It's been amazing having you on this podcast. You can always come back up here.
Yay!
Anytime you want to promote something, anytime you want to talk about something, anytime you want to do whatever, you always welcome to come back on this podcast. I definitely appreciate you, man. And this has been fun. entertaining.
Yeah.
Informative.
You got me smiling with both rows of my teeth. I had to stop.
There's something's wrong with you, man. You know there's something's wrong with you.
This
man.
why they can't leave me alone. This why I don't be want to tell nobody I'm single for real. Cause once they know it be done. But no, for real, I really appreciate you. I had a great time. I already knew the vibe was gonna be there anyway, but it's just nice to be able to like actually talk about it and then to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not a chatty patty ass nigga. Like I don't be into the chatty patty like.
Cause we didn't even talk when I met you.
Yeah, really, yeah.
It was real brief.
Yeah, cause Kaya, shout out Kaya. I know she really on me taking into this. Yeah, she told me about you. And I was
she told me about you too.
And I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I got to see for myself. Because when I get people on the podcast, it's more of a spirit thing. I go for my spirit.
I know.
So if my spirit tells me to get you on here. So when people always recommend guests, I always go by, I'm like, let me see if I want to get this person on here.
Right.
I have to
you
feel it. You know what I'm saying?
I
have to feel it. So when we went to at the party, I was like, you know what? Okay, we talked a little bit after we was finna get ready to go. I was like, okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and make this thing happen. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, let's do it. And I'm glad I did do it.
Me too. This was so fun.
It was fun. It was dope, man.
This was so
Having
fun.
you on here, man. You a dope person, and I can just say, both been through a lot. You know, it's crazy. I love how vulnerable you are. You very open.
That's oh my
you
god.
Very open. Do you like being open?
I think I do because I was closed off for so long.
I believe you do too.
I think because I was
can
closed
tell when
off.
somebody doesn't like to be vulnerable and somebody doesn't and does like to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
The person who came before you, she was very vulnerable, but she doesn't like to be vulnerable.
Yeah, I understand that and I empathize with that. But me, it's just like I done been through so many things. I'm like, shit, I'm so glad I can talk about it because I remember when it was a time I could only cry like 4 thug tears. I couldn't cry at all, and so then I call it emotionally constipated. I can't never do that again. So, bitch, if I gotta tell you about my life, I'm gonna do that shit. Like, and then it's like when I share, people are more able to share themselves, and it's just free. Like, and then I've been in situations where people try to throw shit back in your face.
Yeah.
And so because I already tell it, what the fuck you gonna do? Ooh. Like my mom used
That's
to
why men
hate
don't
that.
express their feelings because they feel like women gonna throw it back in their face.
And that to me is so disgusting. And I've had that happen to me too. Like that's one of the big staples of my situation with my son's father is like he would throw my relationship with my mom back in my face and like just do real disrespectful stuff. And I'm like, that's my motherfucking mama. You don't tell me shit about that. And then we not even gonna get started about you and your mama. Like I'm not even a tit for tat type of person, but you leave my shit to me. Like, you know, I can focus on 2 things at one time. I can multitask. If you fucked up and she fucked up, y'all fucked up in y'all own way, and I got energy for both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? But you can't pick. But it's like I just don't feel like people should throw things back in people's faces. And that's something that I ain't never gonna do. You know what I mean? And it's different if we're having a conversation and you're like, well, I'm moving forward and I'm trying to hold you accountable. But it's a way to do that without compromising somebody's feelings and the integrity of the conversation. Because that's some bullshit. Because how am I feel free? And then it's like, once you ruin my trust, how am I open up to you again? Then you be mad I do it with somebody else. That's the tea.
Yeah, man, jealous. We are jealous.
Women are too, though.
Hey, man, don't be doing that to another nigga, man.
Nah.
That is all the way messed up. Don't be doing that now.
I ain't doing that. You ain't gotta worry about me. I know so many embarrassing things that I'm taking to the grave. Even if we fall out, it's just like, nah.
But that's beautiful though, because it's family members and it's people like that in general who, like, you know, I'm pretty sure you know some people like this. Like, I tell you something like personal to me, but when you get mad, you'll blurt it out and tell everybody, or you'll blurt it out and say it.
And see, that's when we gotta fight.
Like,
that's when we gotta fight.
Like that. Like,
I'm gonna flip a
table. You get mad, you will tell all my business. Like, don't do that. Like,
that's because you was lying in wait.
Yeah.
You really a snake if you do that.
Yeah.
That's one thing about me. I feel like to a fault. I'm to no fault really. Like I'm loyal. I'm never gonna do that. I can't do that. I'm not finna out you in front of nobody. Even if you try to drag me. Because it's stuff I know about my baby dad. I want to drag him. It's stuff that I can say on my podcast and stuff. I try to still keep it really professional and tactful, especially when it comes to like his childhood and things that he faced. Because it's not my place to say that.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying? And he know I know what the fuck going on. That's why he be like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we ain't even got to do that. And then when you know stuff, that is your power too. You ain't got to throw that back in nobody's face.
Absolutely. Man, like I said, it's been beautiful having this podcast. I know you got to get up out of here, man. Thank you so much for coming. I feel like we just get That
talk
is so
forever.
much shit. Just
Yeah,
talking
we're
so
gonna do
much
this
shit.
again. We're gonna part 2.
We're gonna part 2
We
is
gonna
the
have-
show, man. Definitely part 2. How can we find you on social media?
So you can find me at Artistically ESO. You can also find me at Stepdaddy Season Pod. That's my podcast. I'm telling y'all right now, it's the shit. It really is. It's very good. And I'm not just saying that because it's me. I'm saying it because it's funny. It's ghetto. It has everything all at once. And so if you like my vibe, if you like my voice, you're gonna like it.
You
so
like
you
my
need to
voice?
it's how you want. This ain't that. Wait till you turn on my podcast. But anyway, you can also find me by my name at Amber ENA, and then just put the D, and you'll see Enadahi. Because baby, you can't spell all that. You can't do it. My family can't do it. All right. So just put Amber at Amber ENAD, and then the EG. All that is gonna come up. You'll see me. I look real cute. But yeah, come find me. I'll follow you back. Listen to the podcast. Let me know what you think. I think I have 5 episodes out now, and it really just does a good job of talking about my situation and using me as a sacrificial lamb to like air out all my ghetto ass bullshit, but then to talk about psychologically what's going on in my situation from an African American studies standpoint, just using my degree. So yeah, if you want to learn something about you and the niggas that you talking to, or learn that you are nothing like these niggas out here, baby, tune in.
I like that.
Yeah.
And that wraps it up, man, for another episode of Put You on Game.